Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. A man from Yellville was injured in a four-vehicle crash south of Kansas City on Monday afternoon. The Missouri Highway Patrol says 62-year-old Kenneth Gilley was taken to the Belton Regional Hospital for treatment of injuries. The report indicates that traffic was slowing for an emergency vehicle that was turning into an emergency vehicle turnaround area on the interstate. Gilley was driving a tractor trailer and struck the rear of a vehicle, which caused it to strike a third vehicle, which in turn struck a fourth vehicle. No other injuries were reported in the accident, which occurred on I-49 near the community of Belton. Early voting in the preferential primary runoff begins today, and some voters in Boone, Carroll, Newton, and Searcy counties have a race to consider. In Boone County, the only race is the runoff between Donald Ragland and Keith Slate for State House District number 83. Most voters who normally vote at Bellefonte, Hilltop, and Valley Springs are in the district, and it is the only item for the Searcy County voters. Newton County voters also face a runoff between Glenn Wheeler and Mike Henderson for the Republican nomination for sheriff to replace Keith Slate. All the Carroll County voters will be asked to choose between Alan Hoos and Jim Ross, who are vying for the Republican nomination for sheriff. The winner will face Democrat Mark Bailey in the November general election. Election day is June 19th. Well, tonight when the Boone County Quorum Court meets, one of the bigger items on the agenda is the presentation by Harrison Mayor Dan Sherrill regarding the city's request for voter renewal of two sales tax issues. One proposal is the 0.25% sales and use tax that funds city operations. Sherrill said it's not a new tax and is the only one that goes directly to the city's general fund. About 64% of the money raised by the tax goes to public safety, and the rest goes to other city departments. The city is also asking voter renewal of a 0.5% infrastructure tax. Both taxes have been on the books for 16 years. Voters approved both and even voted to renew them both 8 years ago, but both have an 8-year sunset clause that will see them expire December 31st of 2026 if approved. Well, Methven Sanitation has now sued two solid waste districts for what is said are excessive fees charged for dumping trash at a landfill in Fulton County. The suit was filed last week in Boone County Circuit Court, names both the Ozark Mountain Solid Waste District and the White River Regional Solid Waste Management District as defendants. In the lawsuit, Methven maintains that one or both districts had threatened to revoke the hauling license if the excessive fee of $3 per ton is not paid. The suit seeks an injunction barring those districts from such action while the lawsuit is pending. Methven also asked the court to require both districts to create an interlocal agreement regarding how those fees are assessed and divided up. The suit also seeks a judgment against the districts for the amount the company paid about the statutory $2 per ton allowed since June 1st of 2017. Well, the Calico Rock Museum and Visitor Center is seeking paintings by Emma Morgan, Barbara Ferris, and any other local artist. Those who have a painting by these artists and are willing to loan or sell their painting are asked to contact the museum. In addition to the paintings, the museum is also seeking volunteers to help with the new educational program at the Tomlinson Art and Science Center. Every Thursday, students will be welcome to the center for science and art activities ranging from robotics, clay sculpturing, and hands-on science experiments. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. It's heating up earlier than usual this year, and I want to remind you to stay hydrated. Of course, drinking water is super important for hydration, but we also stock coconut water, electrolyte drink mixes, and even some supplements that may help. At Nature's Wonders, we understand that busy, active lifestyles demand quality products that are quick and convenient to help us feel our best. Come see us for your active lifestyle needs and find out how affordable healthy living can be. Nature's Wonders, next to Thompson's Ace Hardware in Harrison.
I love your new Corolla.
Oh, my robot butler?
Your what?
My robot butler. It has all this tech. Open table, orders movie tickets. It does everything I want.
Your Corolla.
Robot butler? Yes.
Does your robot butler have a name?
No, that'd be weird.
The 2018 Toyota Corolla, made for the modern world. Right now, get $2,000 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a stylish new 2018 Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Summer is just around the corner, and the staff at Harness Boots and Shoes are ready with all the latest styles of tennis shoes, sandals, dress shoes, casual shoes, boots, and hiking shoes. You'll find the most popular brands such as Merrell, Birkenstock, Chaco, New Balance, and Twisted X for men, women, and children. And if you don't find the style or color you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. Don't forget, $10 down will hold anything in the store on layaway. Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
An Arkansas judge is charged with breaking judicial ethics rules for participating in an anti-death penalty demonstration the same day he blocked the state from using an execution drug and says a discipline panel should dismiss its case against him. Pulaski County Circuit Judge Wendell Griffin's attorneys renewed their May 2017 request for the Judicial Discipline and Disability Commission to dismiss the complaint against the judge. He was photographed on a cot outside the governor's mansion last year wearing an anti-death penalty button and surrounded by people holding signs opposing executions. Earlier that day, Griffin blocked the state from using a lethal injection drug over claims that the company had been misled by the state. A three-member panel of the commission on Friday charged Griffin with violating ethics rules over the demonstration. Little Rock officials have approved a contract to install a gunshot detection system that police say will help them better investigate gunshot violence. The city's board of directors voted unanimously last week in favor of a $290,000 agreement with Shot Spotter that immediately alerts police with a timestamp and a geographic location when a shot is fired within range of one of the system's small acoustic devices. Police say the system can help officers investigate gun violence without requiring participation from people in those areas. The system will cover a 2 square mile area of the city. The victim of a fatal boating accident on the Spring River in Fulton County has been identified as a White County resident. According to the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, 64-year-old Donald Wright of Searcy, Arkansas, drowned Saturday after getting caught in a sinkhole which opened below the falls near Dead Man's Curve. The sinkhole is located near the Sadler Falls area just south of Mammoth Spring. No other details about the boating accident have been released at this time. A shooting in Blytheville, Arkansas last night has led to the deaths of 2 people and hurt 2 others. According to the news release by the Blytheville Police Department, officers responded to a call about shots fired and found 22-year-old Alonzo Sanders of Blytheville, a 15-year-old male, and a 16-year-old male with gunshot wounds. Police say the confrontation started early on a Monday evening over a dog. The second confrontation ended in a shooting between Sanders, 35-year-old Antonio Harris Jerkett, and the juveniles. As people tried to leave the scene, someone ran over and killed Jerkett. Sanders later died from his gunshot wounds as well. Police didn't release the condition of the juveniles. Police do have a suspect in custody and hope to find others. Well, negotiations are in the works to save a miniature train that carried tourists around an Arkansas state park each summer for over 60 years. The Glory Train didn't open on Memorial Day weekend this year, as it has been in the past, after the State Parks Recreation and Travel Commission decided against renewing the contract that allows the train to operate on state-owned land. The decision set off a public outcry, leading thousands to sign a petition to save the train that would carry tourists around the Queen Wilhelmina State Park. State Park Director Grady Spann says last week the Department of Parks and Tourism is discussing the option to reissue a new contract for this season. Train owner Roma Wagner hopes to open by July 4th. Before we take a look at the weather forecast as we move on through the work week, here's the way the stock market ended today. Well, in the early morning hours and pretty well through midday today, we had scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up all over the place, particularly out to the west, over in northwest Arkansas, up in southwest Missouri, and some of them would pop up for just a short period of time and dissipate, and then all of a sudden they'd come right back again. So it was one of those typical thunder shower days, if you will, most of it being out of the area by mid-afternoon, but it was a very active morning. Hopefully you got some rainfall depending on where you were. Again, most of that off to the west of us and to the north and east of us. Not a lot in the particularly the Harrison area, but hopefully up near Omaha and over into the edge of Missouri that you did get some rainfall. We need some rain. It's dry out there, and this time of the year, because of the heat and the windy conditions we've had early on, certainly drives the surface temperature, surface soil out very quickly. So we need to keep those water tables up. It's going to be basically the same all week long, and not a big chance of rain, but some people will get showers and thunderstorms for a short period of time. Others may not get a drop. Well, tomorrow looks to be about like today. Again, 88 degrees this afternoon, a little bit cooler. Tomorrow about the same, thunderstorms popping up in the morning. Real good chance by noon, about 80% chance. And again, late in the afternoon, we may get another round of them. On Thursday, partly cloudy skies, warming up to 91 degrees. Likewise, Friday, partly cloudy and 91 degrees. Right now, they have changed the forecast on Saturday for afternoon thunderstorms because of the humidity. A very warm day, 91 degrees, 50% chance of those scattered showers and thunderstorms in your area. And likewise on Sunday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms, about 40% chance and 89 degrees. So you never know. You may get a little rainfall here or there. The other day it was raining on the north side of Harrison, nothing on the south side, vice versa a few days earlier. To the south, they were getting all kinds of rain, nothing to the north. So even a few miles can make all the difference in the world. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants in business for over 33 years in Harrison.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Caps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Cole had 3 hits, a home run, and scored 5 runs to help Arkansas advance to the College World Series with a 14-4 win over the South Carolina Gamecocks in the deciding game of their NCAA Super Regional last night in Fayetteville. The trip to Omaha is the first since back in 2015 for the Razorbacks, and it's their 5th in the last 16 seasons under their successful head coach, Dave Van Horn. The Razorbacks will face former Southwest Conference rival Texas to open this season's College World Series. Arkansas's largest amateur bass tournament returns to the Arkansas River in 2.5 weeks. The Big Bass Bonanza, presented by Simmons Bank and produced by the Arkansas Hospitality Association, is scheduled for June 29th through July 1st. The 3-day tournament will cover the river's length from the Arkansas-Oklahoma state line to the Mississippi River. Several cash prizes will be awarded for a total of at least $100,000 in prize money, and it's guaranteed to those participants. The cost to participate in the Big Bass Bonanza is $80 per day per angler. Registration and more information can be found online at arkansasbigbass.com. Marcel Ozia and Jose Martinez hit 2-run homers. Rookie Jack Flaherty pitched into the 7th inning, and the St. Louis Cardinals beat the San Diego Padres 5-2. Jed Goroka added a 1-out home run in the bottom of the 8th. John Grant struck out a season-high 7 shutout innings, and 3 of the relievers combined to finish off the Reno Aces at the AutoZone Park 6-0, giving the Redbirds their 2nd shutout victory in 4 games and 4th in 15 since May the 26th of this year. Gant's previous season high for strikeouts was 7, set twice while with the St. Louis Cardinals. The Redbirds hit 2 home runs on the day, with Raguel Ravilo hitting a 2-run shot in the 1st inning and Adulis Garcia adding a solo blast in the 5th inning. This was the game's offense until Memphis scored 3 times in the bottom of the 8th for some cushion down the stretch. And a little more than a year after life-threatening brain injury, Daniel Piscotty is ready to make his major league debut. The St. Louis Cardinals brought the 26-year-old right-hander's contract from AAA Memphis 13 months after a line drive struck him in the right temple, fracturing his skull during a game against the Iowa Cubs. Piscotty underwent an emergency surgery to stop bleeding from his brain area and weeks of rehab and inactivity, but he's back again. That wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.